one of the things that Messi profited from in his career was the existence of Cristiano Ronaldo. They both profited from each other, forcing each other to get better and better and better season after season. Is there anyone in world football at the moment that you can look to that might be able to push Lamine Yamal in the same way? Welcome back to Scoreline. There were, of course, birthday celebrations for Lamine Yamal on Sunday, who finally turned 18. The youngest player ever to turn 18.
Drive a car now.
As it was described on social media. Here's what the Spaniard has achieved so far prior to his birthday. You'd certainly take that over the course of probably a whole career for most players. We asked our Spanish correspondent Phil Kitromilides to try to put into words what Yamal has and will go on to achieve.
So happy birthday to Lamine Yamal, who turned 18 over the weekend. He's officially an adult, and he's already achieved more in his very short career than most people and most footballers do in a lifetime. He's won La Liga, he's won the Euros, and he's almost certainly going to be at least on the podium for the Ballon d'Or this year. He's broken so many records as well. Youngest player to score in La Liga, youngest player to score for Spain, youngest player to score at the Euros. There are loads more of those records as well. On the pitch, he has been an absolute revelation. Off the pitch, he's had a really important impact as well here in Spain. And I do think it is important for people to see that you can be a young guy, the son of two immigrants. His mum's from Equatorial Guinea, his dad's from Morocco, but Lamine Yamal is proudly from Rocafonda, the barrio, the working class, low-income neighborhood north of Barcelona where he was raised, and he reps the 304. That's the area code of Rocafonda. Every time he scores his goal celebration, he holds up the 304, making sure that everybody knows where he's from. And I think it is important for Spanish society to see, here's this young, black, Spanish, Catalan kid, and he's one of ours. And he is proud of his background as well. He's proud that his mum's from Equatorial Guinea, his dad's from Morocco, that he is Spanish and Catalan, native Spanish speaker, native Catalan speaker, and that side has been important as well. What about the footballing matters? Well, he's 18, now he's going to sign this massive contract. He's going to be the biggest earner in the Barcelona squad. With adulthood comes responsibility, and he's certainly got big responsibility on his shoulders now. I guess the problem is, he's set the bar so high. Where does he go from here? The last couple of months of the previous season, he was on a stratospheric level. And if he doesn't keep that going for the whole of next season, maybe people are going to start questioning him, and he's going to have to be able to deal with that. But he's showed great maturity so far, great maturity, even though he's been so young. So we'll see where Lamine Yamal goes from here in terms of his numbers. 9 league goals last season, maybe he can improve on that as well. But there are huge expectations for Lamine. But what we've seen so far, it feels like he's going to be able to handle them.
I think Phil's done a good job there of putting it into words, and I think he mentions a good point when it comes to setting a bar for Lamine Yamal, and that was, I think, the thing when you compare him to the likes of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. They were always able to achieve those bars that were set for them. We thought, how on earth can they get any better? How on earth can they score more goals, more assists, or be more mercurial when they're going forward? And they always seem to get to that level and exceed it. What is the ceiling for Lamine Yamal next season?
I really don't think that there is one. I think we're going to see progression happen over the course of time, but I'm not putting any ceiling on what that actually might look like. I think this is a player who has shown that sort of gravitational pull. You just sort of know that star quality when you see it. When you watch a game and you go, oh, that game's running through him. He's dictating the terms, and he's doing that at so young. Our colleague, as ridiculous that is to say, Thierry Henry, talks all the time about the Euro final, when as a teenager, he just turned 17, he just scored the semifinal, he just scored a goal, ridiculous goal from long distance, and then he's turning around and telling everyone to calm down, let's have a bit of possession instead of keep going and going again. So he has this level of understanding that is unlike what you would expect from a young player. He has a star quality when you watch him play, and so if you want to put goals and assist ceilings, you can, but I think he's the best talent on that team, and I think he very quickly can become the best player on that team. You don't maybe say it by goals and assists, but I think just by watching the game, you'd say he's the best player on the team. So continuing to be that person, elevating Barcelona even more from a team that wins most games and most games comfortably to winning almost all games and all games comfortably, which is what they used to do. I think they can hit an even higher bar domestically. And then in Europe, it's honestly, I think the big thing for him now is to go and win the Champions League, because I think they can do it.
Does he score enough goals? Because I think that is the one,
yeah,
it's hard to use the word criticism, but if you to point a finger at him, you could say potentially this year that he created a lot more opportunities and could have scored quite a few more than he ended up doing.
Yeah, I think right now, if I were to have a criticism and actually nitpick his game, I don't think, to use a basketball word, his shot selection is very good. And if you look at over the course of the season, he has 22 goals and 28 assists for club and country, but only Kylian Mbappe shot the ball more than him in La Liga last season. He had 143 shots. 9 of them turned into goals. Only 31% of those shots were on target. And if you look at his expected goals, meaning the quality of the chances based off of the numbers that we look at, 9.8 expected goals compared to 9 actual goals. You can say that's underperformance. You could also say he's shooting a ton and doesn't really have an expected goal value with them. He, I think, has to operate a little bit closer to goal. We know he likes to cut it off that right side and curl it into the top corner. It's beautiful when it comes off, but you watch a lot of games where it doesn't. And so I think he has to just vary it up a little bit. And he's young, and he's 17. He was 17 years old last season. He'll be 18 this season. He'll definitely learn a lot more. I think for the moment, Hansi Flick and Barcelona have done really well to just say, you know what? Go express yourself, go be who you are, and we can work on maybe the analytical side of things or the tactical side of things a little bit more in the future. But for the moment, we want you to establish the base of who you are as a player, and then we can build on that from there. But I think looking at the figures, he's an inefficient shooter, I think, is the number one thing that you look at with him that he could maybe improve upon. 9 goals in La Liga, could easily be 20 based off of the amount of chances that Barcelona created.
What about the Messi conversation? Because obviously you can draw very, very simple parallels between Yamal and Messi and what he might go on and achieve, the fact that he's playing at the same club. Is that going to help him or hurt him as we go on? Because he is still only 18, and season after season after season, presumably he keeps up on this tick, we're going to be comparing him to Messi. Could that potentially be a bit of an issue and we need to see him as his own player?
Sure, but I honestly don't think that those are unrealistic expectations to place on the player. And I understand that Messi has produced at a level that is absolutely insane. You go through the goals and the assists, but I think they share qualities as a player. It might not be necessarily the level of production, but it is what you notice when you watch the game. It's like, oh, that's that guy. You can have landed from Mars and watch Barcelona play and go, oh, it's that guy. And I think that's what he has that's in comparison. So, no, he might not win as many Ballon d'Ors or as many La Ligas, as many Champions League, score as many goals, or have as many assists. But I don't think it's unrealistic to say, at this moment, if we're projecting improvement for this player, which you must considering his age, he's only 18, he has done miles more than Messi did at this age. Obviously, it was a different time, and we didn't play teenagers as much in the mid-2000s. But if you're saying he's only going to get better from here, I don't think it's insane to say that that could be on a Messi-level trajectory.
Just really quickly on that subject, because we do have to get to break. One of the things that Messi profited from in his career was the existence of Cristiano Ronaldo. They both profited from each other, forcing each other to get better and better and better season after season. Is there anyone in world football at the moment that you can look to that might be able to push Lamine Yamal in the same way?
No. Not at the moment. It's not obvious to me who that player is at this precise moment in time that can be the Yamal versus blank. You would say probably Mbappe. Obviously, there is the comparison as well of them being at the same clubs that Messi and Ronaldo were at, but I don't think, I mean, yes, you would say on goals scored. Absolutely, Mbappe's there. Or Vinicius Jr., maybe. But based off what we saw last season, I don't think Mbappe, you don't watch Mbappe and go, well, that's Ronaldo-level impact. I don't think so. Whereas I can see in the future Yamal having Messi-level impact. So I don't see it at the moment. There are a few candidates, but I think that the Messi and Ronaldo era is so specific and so special and unique in a way that I don't think we'll see again. That I'm comfortable saying that, it's going to be a different thing.